What's up, DramaLoop Nation? Get ready for a rapid-fire news dump that's going to blow your mind. First up, the World Stone Skimming Championships have been totally rocked by a cheating scandal. Next, we're heading to the Philippines, where President Ferdinand Marcos is addressing a massive corruption scandal involving phony flood control projects, and he's saying protests are justified. Then, the Los Angeles Clippers are in the headlines again, and this time it's not on the court. We've got James Harden's mother getting named in a lawsuit, adding another layer of drama for the team. And finally, in the UK, Prime Minister is reportedly angry over the Peter Mandelson scandal as an emergency debate is set to ramp up the pressure. Stay tuned for all the explosive details, and make sure you're subscribed and have that notification bell on. Stone skimming scandal, cheaters caught red-handed. This year's World Stone Skimming Championships, a beloved 42-year tradition on Scotland's Eastdale Island, has been thrown into chaos with a major cheating scandal. Organizers disqualified several competitors who were found to have tampered with their stones, aiming for an unfair advantage. These weren't just any stones. The rules clearly state they must be naturally occurring island slate. However, some participants were caught using stones ground into a suspiciously circular shape, designed to maximize their skips across the water. Dr. Kyle Matthews, the event's organizer and toss master, revealed that rumors of nefarious deeds had reached the judges. He explained that the offenders had held their hands up and apologized for their actions, admitting to stone doctoring. The stones were perfectly shaped to fit the 3-inch measurer, but the judges noticed their unnatural uniformity. The competition, which attracts over 2,200 participants from 27 countries, relies on judges using a device called the Ring of Truth to ensure stones don't exceed 3 inches in diameter. Each competitor gets 3 skims, and stones must bounce at least twice. Despite the controversy, Jonathan Jennings made history as the first American winner, achieving a cumulative distance of 177 meters. The event, which began in 1983, supports local community projects, raising £15,000 last year. Dr. Matthews assured that lessons have been learned, and the championships will return even stronger next year. Public reaction has been a mix of amusement and disappointment, with many discussing the lengths people will go to for victory, even in a sport as quirky as stone skimming. Social media buzzed with jokes about doctoring stones, while others debated the integrity of the competition. Don't go anywhere, because the drama is just heating up. Next, we're heading overseas to uncover a scandal that has President Marcos himself saying protests are justified. Philippines president acknowledges justification for anti-corruption protests. Philippine President Ferdinand Marcos has publicly stated that he does not blame citizens for participating in street protests amid a growing corruption scandal. The controversy centers on allegations of phony flood control projects, which have ignited widespread anger across the nation. This significant admission from the president comes as a series of demonstrations have taken place in the capital, Manila, including a large rally involving approximately 3,000 students at the University of the Philippines campus. The scandal has deeply shaken public trust, prompting widespread calls for accountability and reform. The president's acknowledgement suggests a recognition of the public's frustration and the legitimacy of their grievances. While the full extent of the corruption is still under investigation, Marcos's statement could signal a shift in how the government addresses public dissent and the ongoing anti-corruption efforts. The situation highlights the critical importance of transparency and accountability in public infrastructure projects and governance. Public reaction has been swift and vocal, with many citizens expressing relief that their concerns are being heard, while others remain skeptical, demanding concrete action and prosecution of those involved. Analysts are watching closely to see if this statement leads to tangible reforms and a more robust approach to tackling corruption within the government. But the scandals don't stop there. Get ready for some off-court drama hitting a major NBA team. Next, we're diving into a lawsuit that's entangling the Los Angeles Clippers and a star player's family. James Harden's family embroiled in LA Clippers scandal, mother named in lawsuit. The Los Angeles Clippers are once again finding themselves in the spotlight for reasons beyond the basketball court. Star player James Harden is now at the center of a new scandal, as his mother has reportedly been named in a lawsuit. While the specific details of the lawsuit are still emerging, this development adds another layer of off-court drama for the team, which has already seen its share of controversy. The situation raises questions about the personal lives of high-profile athletes and how such legal entanglements can impact team dynamics and player performance. As more information becomes available, the full scope of this legal issue and its potential repercussions for James Harden and the Clippers organization will become clearer. This news is particularly significant given the team's aspirations for the current season and the pressure on its star players to perform. Fans and media are closely monitoring the situation, with discussions on social media ranging from speculation about the lawsuit's nature to concerns about Harden's focus. The team's management is expected to address the situation as it unfolds, aiming to mitigate any potential distractions from their on-court goals. We're not done yet with the high-stakes drama. Prepare for a political firestorm brewing across the pond. Next, we're investigating a scandal that has the UK Prime Minister reportedly angry and facing an emergency parliamentary debate. UK Prime Minister angry over Mandelson's scandal as pressure mounts with emergency debate. An emergency debate is set to intensify pressure on the UK government today concerning the controversial appointment and subsequent dismissal of Lord Peter Mandelson as ambassador to the US. Prime Minister is reportedly angry over the situation, especially as the fallout coincides with US President Donald Trump's state visit to the UK. The debate will focus on what the government, and specifically the Prime Minister, knew about Lord Mandelson's relationship with the disgraced billionaire Jeffrey Epstein. Lord Mandelson, appointed to the prestigious diplomatic post in January 2025, had acknowledged knowing Epstein. However, newly unveiled contents from a 50th birthday book revealed a much closer association, with Mandelson describing Epstein as "my best pal." Further damning emails showed him expressing sympathy towards the convicted sex offender. Lord Mandelson was removed from his post shortly after these revelations, but questions linger about the vetting process and the Prime Minister's prior knowledge. The Prime Minister stated he would not have appointed Mandelson if he had known the full extent of the allegations, expressing frustration at being put in a position to defend and then sack him within 24 hours. The government has faced criticism for not releasing details of Mandelson's vetting procedure. This scandal has fueled significant public and political backlash, with the opposition aiming to use the emergency debate to scrutinize the government's handling of the appointment and vetting processes. The timing, just before President Trump's arrival, who also faces scrutiny over his own ties to Epstein, adds another layer of international sensitivity. The resignation of No. 10's Director of Strategy, Paul Ovenden, following revelations of sending explicit messages, further compounds the recent challenges for the Prime Minister, marking a turbulent start to the parliamentary term. Hugh, that's a lot of drama, but we're not quite done yet. Stick around for our lightning round recap, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button. And that's a wrap on today's explosive news. We saw a wild cheating scandal rock the World Stone Skimming Championships. President Marcos acknowledging the justification for anti-corruption protests in the Philippines, James Harden's mother getting named in a lawsuit impacting the LA Clippers, and the UK Prime Minister reportedly angry over the Peter Mandelson scandal amid an emergency debate. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to DramaLoop for all the latest updates, hit that notification bell so you never miss a moment, and drop a comment below telling us what you think. You can also follow us on all our socials, links are in the description.